Hello, beautiful divine feminine. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and this is your December 2022 check-in. If you're curious about the decks that I'm using today, you can find a list of them in the description box below. You can also find links to my social media accounts, as well as links to information on personal readings and the Soul Good membership channel on Telegram. I would like to remind you that this is a collective reading, not a personal reading. So please only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. I would also like to remind you that simply because it says Divine Feminine in the title of this reading, that does not mean that what comes through is strictly for those of the female gender. We have both divine masculine and divine feminine energies, and hopefully are able to find balance between the two. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. We're going to be looking at your current energy, divine feminine. What is the divine feminine integrating or releasing? We're going to be getting some clarity on that. Then we're going to be diving even deeper into that, and then getting some December love messages or confessions from your counterpart. So let's jump right in. Divine feminine, I'm super excited. Please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, what is Divine Feminine's current energy, please? Okay, fine. That was interesting. Okay, what is Divine Feminine integrating or releasing through the... Okay, wow. Tell us more on that, please. Tell us more on what Divine Feminine is integrating or releasing through the month of December, please. Tell us more about what Divine... Yep, okay, thank you. Let's get even deeper with that. Tell us more about what Divine Feminine is integrating or releasing in them. Thank you. You guys, I love how this energy is coming out. Thank you, Divine Feminine, for being so open. It's beautiful. Can we please have some December love messages from your counterpart, Divine Feminine? What does your counterpart want to say to you? Thank you. That one went right on my arm. What does your counterpart want to say to you in the month of December, Divine Feminine? Thank you. Okay, that's it. 2 messages. Beautiful. We'll set these to the side. All right. Let's see what we have. So your current energy, Divine Feminine. We have Mastery with Saraswati. So here's what's interesting. Saraswati, and I hope I'm saying that right. You know, for those, if you know I'm saying it wrong, I'm so sorry. But I feel like with this card coming out, I feel like it's interesting. I feel like we're mastering ourselves, mastering our creativity, our inspiration, our energy, what we put our passion into. I feel like we are coming to a space of truly, what is the word? It's like the embodiment of the Empress from that creative side, right? Like I really feel like Divine Feminine, you're connecting with the creative or inspired part of yourself through the month of December. And I think that this could be showing up in various different ways that maybe were even unexpected to you. Right? I feel like you could find yourself like inspired, like wanting to create like gifts for people, whereas you previously may have like been all about buying the things, or maybe you did something super simple like a gift card or something, and all of a sudden you want to like make people gifts, or you want to like, instead of buying holiday cards, maybe you're making them, right? Like I just feel that the end of this year for Divine Feminine, like the current energy, is really about being in that creative spirit. And I think it can show up so many different ways, Divine Feminine. It can show up in like cooking. It can show up in how you're decorating your house. It can show up in like just having these ideas that you want to explore, right? Maybe it's you know, some hobby that you have. Maybe it's painting, maybe it's sculpting, excuse me, right? Whatever it is, I just feel, maybe it's songwriting even. She does have, or appear to have, some musical looking instrument in her hands, right? So I feel like for some of you, it could be writing songs or making music or something, singing, right? I just feel like December is really bringing forth that creative side of yourself, divine feminine. And I think it's beautiful because it's expression. And when we're expressing things, right, like we're releasing things, but also when we're inspired, we're in spirit. And I think that's so powerful, right? It's so beautiful and peaceful. Like I like it there. I feel like it the energy is like, oh, I like it here. Let's stay a while. Right? It feels so beautiful to me. So beautiful to me. And it's in, you know what I'm saying? Like here's the thing. It is very natural feminine or divine feminine to be creative. Right? It's a very, I feel, crucial aspect of, or maybe not crucial, maybe not the right word, but it's a very important facet of the divine feminine, right? And so I think it's so beautiful, so beautiful. And here's the thing, I feel like if you are feeling inspired and taking action on that, I feel like there's some, I don't know what this is. Maybe this is for somebody specific, but it feels to me like if you're sitting in that creative space, sitting in that inspired space, and you're just going with it, right? You're not resisting it, you're not ignoring it, but you're like really going. I feel like it could really have some powerful payoffs in the future, whether that's internally within yourself or externally, right? I just feel like it's going to pay off. Take it how it resonates with you. You also have beauty here, which, yeah, you know, I mean, here's the thing. Divine feminine, I feel like, I don't know if you noticed, but I was like, when we came into the reading, I said something along the lines of like, hello, beautiful divine feminine. Because here's the thing, I feel like more and more of you are finding, how do I even word this? It's like, I I'm recognizing the beauty that I carry without needing someone to tell me or without needing anything special to feel beautiful. It's really fascinating to me because I feel like some of us, myself included, right? Some divine feminines have really had a hard time feeling their worth, their value, feeling like they are beautiful or that someone else, not even someone else, that we could accept ourselves as being beautiful, right? I'm talking to the feminines out there who people compliment and you're like, oh, thank you, and you feel so weird. You're like, why is this person telling me that I'm pretty? I don't get it. Right? That's who I'm talking to. Those are the feminines I'm talking to. Why is this person telling me I look amazing? Why is this person telling me that, you know, I'm attractive or whatever? Like I just feel like it likely in the past made you super uncomfortable, right? And I feel like currently there's a more accepting energy around it. It feels more receptive, like, oh, thank you for telling me I'm beautiful, right? Like, I feel like you're starting to believe it. Thank you, Lord. That's what I was waiting for. I feel like you're starting to believe that you truly are beautiful, not just externally, right? Not just by appearance, but I feel like you're starting to measure your beauty based on what is inside of you, right? What you carry within. And here's the thing, I'm going to share something with you that my father said to me once. He said, beauty is from within. Yours radiates to your physical presence. Respect that, and others will too. Right? So that's kind of how I'm seeing this, right? I'm feeling that you're starting to feel beautiful all the time without having to do much of anything because I feel like you're starting to respect that beauty starts within, right? And I feel like, I don't know why I'm getting this. Maybe you've said this, maybe somebody around you said it, or maybe it will just resonate with you. But we see people, influencers, celebrities, you know, people like that who, you know, their appearance comes across as very appealing, very beautiful, right? But then once they are moving in the world, right? Once they're speaking, once they're acting, like it's not really that pretty, which tells you how they feel about themselves internally, which tells you that they don't feel beautiful like they're not beautiful on the inside, right? And so I feel like we're starting to, what is the word, thank you, prioritize that, oh, beauty on the inside creates this beauty on the outside. And I feel like we're like running with it. We're like, yeah, I'm totally here for this, right? So this is beautiful. Beautiful, Divine Feminine. I love this so much. All right, what is Divine Feminine? Integrating or releasing? Okay, so we do have this in the shadow position. Okay, it's in the reverse, if you can see that. And the way that I had intended on reading this is if it's in the upright, it's something we're integrating. If it's in the reverse, it's something we're releasing. Okay, so Divine Feminine. Shadow attribute, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Okay, so this is really interesting. And I don't know that this will apply to everyone. This is the Nature Child card, by the way. I'm going to show you it in the upright so you can read if you want, or just see the shadow attribute and see the picture there. Okay. Maybe some of you relate to abusing animals. Gosh, I hope not. And if so, I'm praying for you. Okay. But this card being in the reverse, that it's saying, right, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Here's the thing, beautiful Divine Feminine. I feel like we're releasing that abuse of other people for our own, whatever you want to call it, for our own, like to, what is the word? My God, to like stroke our ego, right? Like I feel like there are some feminines out there who have literally used that feminine aspect of their self, right? That I'm a victim, that codependent, that over emotional, oversensitive, manipulating type of energy, which is the lower or the wounded. I don't want to say the lower. I was going to say lower vibrational frequency. So just know that, okay? But the more wounded feminine energies, I feel like this is something we're releasing. I feel like we're letting go of that need to essentially manipulate other people so that we can feel good about ourselves. Okay? I feel like this is something we're releasing. I feel like we're essentially seeing that we're all connected, seeing that it's not about someone else making us feel a certain way, but about establishing that feeling within ourselves, right? Understanding those sorts of things. And I feel like for those that have manipulated people in the past, I feel like the backfire of that, or the result of that, has shown you like, this is not who I want to be. And maybe in the past you just kept doing it and didn't care, but I feel like recently, for some, and by recently I mean within what is it, Lord, probably the past couple of years, I feel like you're starting to see like, oh, I can't just treat people any old type of way. Right? And here's something really interesting that I will share with you. So as somebody who in the past, like I would smoke cigarettes and then just throw them out the window or just throw them on the ground or whatever, right? And then once I got into a certain space, even though I was still smoking, I was like, I will absolutely not throw this on the ground. Right? Like I will absolutely not. Right? And so it's like that, right? I feel like if it's not I abused animals, if it's not I've, manipulated people and abused people, it could be that you literally were like careless in the environment and have since started being more mindful, right? Interesting. So interesting. What else do we have here? Damn. Okay, so we're releasing this as well. We have the networker. And in the shadow or reverse position, it conveys information only for personal gain. Spreads fear and falsehood. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to show this to you in the upright so you can see it, right? There may be something on the picture that resonates with somebody. On the other one here, there is a rabbit. I don't know if you could see that before. So that might be important to someone or be a sign for somebody. But we also have this networker here with a bunch of envelopes. It looks like, okay, so this is the card. Let me go ahead and take a look at this again. So, very similarly, like I was saying, I feel like we're releasing that need to manipulate people, to step on people and situations. Yeah, because I feel like we've released the fear of needing that confirmation outside of self, right? I feel like we are releasing this, and I feel this is so powerful, divine feminine, because I feel like we're coming from this place of being wounded, feeling like the victim, feeling like we need people, being very codependent, and instead are now seeing like, okay, I'm going to move differently in the world, right? Because I don't need all of these things, because I'm starting to see how amazing I truly am internally without anything external. And so I no longer feel the need to manipulate external circumstances to make me feel better about myself, right? I'm just saying. I love this. I love this. Right. And the fact that we're releasing this, through December 2022 says to me that we are closing up these cycles, right? We are bringing closure to these things that may have been repeating over and over and over in our life. And I think that's amazing. And not only that, but here's the thing. So we have here with Saraswati, she's the number 45, which reduces to 9, which the number 9 is about transitions. It's also about closure, right? It's also about being of service to the good of everyone, right? And so it's really fascinating to me because December is a universal 9 month. And this is exactly what I feel like we're doing in the Divine Feminine Collective, right? Is really closing these cycles out, releasing these things, finding, closure in these things, no longer feeling the need to continue this cycle, right? And are releasing it so that we are no longer abusing people, the environment, being manipulative, right? So, like, I feel like we're moving intentionally now. Like, we're seeing that what we do, how we express ourselves, the actions that we take, right? All these things impact the world around us. And I feel like we're in this position, divine feminine, of like, I can't control things outside of myself, but I most definitely have the power to control things that are around me, right? Or how do I word this? No, not even that. I have the power to control how I impact the world around me. That's what I was trying to say. And so, and I think that, again, this is stemming from us mastering ourselves, from us seeing our beauty, right? From us realizing that we have a lot to offer. And I feel like it's all about, again, being of service to the greater good by being intentional about how we move in the world, how we impact the world around us. And I think that's so fucking powerful. So let's get some clarity. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I took out all of the minor arcana cards from this tarot deck and only have the majors in here, right? So we're going to be using them to look at, or rather to gain some clarity and dive deeper on what we're integrating or releasing, or in this case, releasing, okay? So we do have the moon here. Fascinating. Why is that fascinating? Because the moon is a representation of essentially that the illusions, right? It's about the unconscious, our intuition, the things we feel, right? And here's the thing. I'm sorry, I'm so blown away by this, divine feminine, because I feel like we are breaking through the illusions of we're not good enough, right? And I feel like we've brought balance. It's interesting to me. Like, I don't know that I've ever really seen it like this before, but as soon as I seen these wolves, I was instantly reminded of like the yin yang symbol, right? And so I feel like we found a bit of balance, I feel, or will, through the month of December. And I feel like that balance comes from us releasing these illusions that we've carried about ourselves, about the world around us, right? The illusions about intuition. And also, I feel like we've spent a lot of time learning how to get back in touch with our intuition, learning how to trust our intuition. And I feel like through this disillusionment, through this acceptance, I feel like we've come to trust our intuition, right? And I feel like it has opened a lot of doors and released or relieved rather a lot of the burdens that we've been carrying, which I feel has brought balance, right? Like I feel like there were I'm seeing so many things right now. I feel like there were tons of doors that were closed. And once we started to like really get back in touch with our intuition, really start to break through these illusions that we've been carrying, I feel like doors started opening, right? And that can mean doors within your spirituality, doors within feelings, doors in your physical world, doors in the way you perceive things and think about things, doors in your creativity. All of these doors started opening, I feel, right? Oh my gosh, this is so fascinating to me. So freaking fascinating. Because I really truly feel that we are like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I'm experiencing life from a whole new different perspective, right? This being in this state of what I feel to be a fairly balanced energy and getting rid of these illusions has changed my entire perspective on the world, right? And I feel like you're moving differently in the world because of that. Yeah, like I said, moving differently, right? This chariot is about movement. I feel like things have changed rather quickly, right? Like I said, it feels like all of these doors just started opening, right? This is so freaking incredible. I feel like you've discovered the warrior within you, divine feminine, right? The chariot is that archetypal representation of the warrior. And I feel like you found that within you. Notice here as well, we do have, again, that balance, right? Oops, sorry, they should be this way. Right? The white wolf, the black wolf, the white horse, the black horse. Again, like I said, when I first pulled out that moon card, I got that energy or saw the yin yang sign in my head. Because I, again, divine feminine, I feel like you're pretty balanced. Right? I feel like you're in a pretty neutral state. And I feel like this is so fucking powerful, which is probably where all of this like inner strength and confidence is coming from, this certainty about yourself, right? Like I feel like this is where it's all coming from because there is such a beautiful balance taking place. And I feel like it's created movement in your reality. It's created a lot of space for introspection as well. And I feel like you've learned a lot. I feel like you've learned how, maybe not to the fullest, right, of your ability, but I feel like you have to, or have to some extent, found out or learned how to kind of surrender, right, to release things, to kind of, let Jesus take the wheel, as it were. Like, okay, Lord, what way are we going? What do I need to do? Oh, this is what's on the agenda for today. Okay, right? Really following your intuition, really leaning into that internal voice, right? And I feel like it's done you good. I'm just gonna say, I call it like I see it, right? So let's get even deeper with where you're at, divine feminine, by looking at the music therapy for the DF. We have here Physical by, I think how you say her name. Oh my gosh, forgive me, you guys. I'm gonna feel terrible if I totally botch this, but Dua Lipa. I don't know how you say it. Anyways, the song Physical. So common love isn't for us. We created something phenomenal. Don't you agree? Don't you agree? You got me feeling diamond rich. Nothing on this planet compares to it. So, couple of messages coming through in here. First of all, go on with your bad self, divine feminine, because that's a 3-snapper. Like, I feel like you're feeling yourself. Not gonna lie, right? Like, if you resonate with what's come through in this reading so far, I feel like you're like, I know I'm a masterpiece, right? Like, I know I'm a masterpiece. I know that God created something incredibly special within me, right? I also feel like there is an element of acknowledging your worth in the sense of, I'm not settling for anything less than phenomenal. I'm not settling for anything less than what feels like I found my diamond, my gem, right? That sort of thing. And I think that, again, it's super powerful because it's like, I'm no longer codependent. I'm no longer needy. I'm no longer the victim. I no longer feel like life has its hands around my throat and I can't breathe. No, now I feel my worth. Now I feel the life force flowing through me, and I know my worth. I know my value, and I am certainly not going to forgo that. I'm not going to compromise that, right? And there truly is nothing on this planet that compares to feeling whole. You guys, this ink is super light. I made these cards myself, so I apologize that you probably can't read it for yourself. Okay. Now, getting even deeper, we have Ready for Action by Lee Richardson. Okay. Goodbye to the girl you know. Hello. Oh my God, this is amazing. Hello to the one who runs the show. Coming at you like a tornado. I hope you're ready for action. Right? Like, you can't make this shit up, you guys. You really can't. Like, this is really about divine feminine being in that energy of like, I don't know if you're ready for me or not. Because I know me, I'm all up in my things. I'm all up in my power. I'm all up in my vibes, my feeling good, my happy, my all the things. And like, if you're not ready, I don't know what to tell you. And here's the thing, divine feminine, I feel like if they're not ready, whether that's friends, family, lovers, partners, whatever it is, it's like, bye. I don't have time for this. I feel like divine feminine, you are not letting anybody compromise your energy anymore. I feel like you would rather walk away than allow yourself to, slink into or fall into a negative or lower vibrational space. I feel like a lot of you would be like, I have come too far. I have spent too much time crawling around in the mud and muck in the depths of my soul to put up with this nonsense. Right? So amazing, divine feminine. So some December love messages from your counterpart. Still don't know my name by Labyrinth. Wish you'd come over. Miss you, kiss you in make believe. I'm dreaming of all the possibilities. I'm kissing all over your body, my Nefertiti. And every time I think the planets aligning, you're so close, but yet so far. So here's the thing. I feel like your counterpart knows you are on the up and up. All right. For some of you, your counterpart, if you're in separation, they may even be watching you, like watching your socials, right? That sort of thing, checking your Instagram, your Snapchat, whatever it is, right? I feel like they could be watching you. You may even know that they're watching you, but I feel like they're definitely thinking about you. But I feel like there's an element there of insecurity because I feel like, again, think about this, feminine, right? When we think about Nefertiti, she is her bust is one of the most beautiful. Anytime that anybody refers to her, she's referred to as being so beyond beautiful, right? And here it's like, I'm kissing all over your body, my Nefertiti. Like, you are the pinnacle of beauty in my reality, right? And I feel like your counterpart knows that. Like, you are that beautiful, right? And so I feel like there's a little bit of the and now, feminine, because I feel like you know it, or are at least beginning to know it through the month of December. I feel like your counterpart is like, oh wait, so not only is she the pinnacle of beauty, but she knows it now too, so I better come correct, right? That is how I'm seeing this. Freaking amazing. Like, this is blowing my mind, divine feminine, blowing my mind. And it's so freaking powerful. What else do we have here? We have Best Friend by Sophie Tucker. Okay, so you guys, I love this. It's so playful, but I think I'll keep loving you way past 65. We made a language for us too. We don't need to describe. Every time you call on me, I drop what I do. You are my best friend, and we've got some shit to shoot. Right? So, feminine, I feel like your counterpart, your person, knows exactly who you are to them. Right? They know that you are the pinnacle of beauty to them. They know that you are also their best friend. You're not just a lover, you're not just a partner, but you're a best friend. You're somebody that they can confide in. You're somebody that they can turn to. And I feel like they feel that you feel that way about them, which I feel is important to them, right? It's something that they value tremendously, right? And so if there's been a separation and your partner, your counterpart, has in some way felt like they've betrayed that friendship, I feel like it may be very hard for them to come forward, especially with this, energy of like, um, kind of like playing out scenes in the make believe with you, right? Like not actually experiencing you in the physical. I feel like it's because for some of you, there has been what they feel to be a betrayal to the fact that they feel like you're a best friend to them. And so I feel like they're like, I need to, like, I got to come correct. I can't just come at divine feminine in any way, shape, or form because I feel like I've betrayed our friendship. I feel like I have really betrayed the fact that she is the pinnacle of beauty to me, that I do really care for her, right? And I feel like there's an element, and again, you are putting out this energy, divine feminine, that I'm not just going to settle for any old thing, right? I'm not. Nope, 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 nope. I'm not being the rug. It's not happening. I'm not being the side chick. I'm not being the secretive chick. I'm not being anything but what I deserve, right? And I think they know that. So I feel like they're not going to come forward, right, until they know that they can come correctly, that they know that they can offer you something that you deserve, right? So this is so beautiful to me, divine feminine. I feel like the month of December is one of, like, it just feels like empowerment, right? I feel like December could be a month of empowerment for you, divine feminine. I hope that something here has resonated with you. My gosh, I pray so hard that something here has resonated with you. If it has, please do the YouTube things by liking, sharing, and or subscribing or commenting. I love comments, right? It really does help the channel to grow. When you do any of those things, it tells YouTube that there could be something else, or there could be something here for someone else to see, and they then push it out even more to more people. So I truly do appreciate it. I appreciate your time and energy so very much. Thank you for being here. It's been an absolute joy to read for you, divine feminine. I'm praying that you have an amazing, phenomenal, beautiful, joyous close to your 2022. I'm sending you the biggest of hugs. So much love. Take care of your beautiful, beautiful soul. And I hope to see you in 2023. Bye.